Now, this is interesting. Michigan's 11th District Democratic primary will pit a pair of incumbents against each other. This is due to redistricting. Congressman Andy Levin is battling Congresswoman Haley Stevens to reach the general election. In a recent Target Insight poll, Stevens holds an almost 2-to-1 lead to win the primary. Congressman Levin joins us now. And a quick note for viewers, we did extend an invitation to your opponent. We have not yet heard back. That invitation stands. Congressman, what's changed between your last election and this one that gives any voter motivation to keep you in office?
Oh, my goodness, Errol. Well, I'm the clear progressive in this race. I've been endorsed by Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, the Progressive Caucus, the Working Families Party, Our Revolution, Maxine Waters, and so many others. Robert Reich just tweeted out that everyone should support me. I'm a leader on tackling climate change head on. I'm a leader on universal health care, which my opponent opposes. I'm for tackling structural racism, for example, for getting rid of qualified immunity when police officers do something wrong. There's so many differences between us, and the grassroots enthusiasm in our campaign is just incredible. We have knocked 68,000 doors in this campaign and made over 200,000 calls. Meanwhile, my Republicans campaign is largely powered by $4.2 million of money from a special interest group that's also endorsing insurrectionist Republicans. And most of the money comes from Republican billionaires. So the choice is very clear here. And Democrats in Oakland County are not going to let Republican billionaires pick the Democratic nominee for Congress here in the new 11th district. We're going to send the progressive champion to the November election.
Well, Congressman, you describe yourself as the progressive champion. Criticism may be that you've got a lot of establishment Democrats supporting you. What's different about your approach? Talk to me more about the fissure that we do see among Democrats between, I guess, progressives and more conservative Democrats. Do you get a sense that the country has shifted in any way?
The country has shifted, Errol. I don't see a fissure. I just, excuse my informality, I came straight in from knocking doors in Pontiac, Michigan. The Democratic voters want champions. They're sick of the filibuster. They're sick of people not getting sensible gun reform passed. They're sick of us not doing enough on climate change. They want fighters out there. On reproductive rights, they want someone who's going to stand up and demand that women and anybody who can have a baby has autonomy over their own bodies and their own decisions. That's why Cecile Richards endorsed me. How often does she get involved in a Democratic primary? The longtime former president of Planned Parenthood. Heather Booth, who founded the Jane Collective that provided safe abortion services before Roe v. Wade, has endorsed me, as have the leading abortion providers in our district. People want champions. I'm not seeing fissures out there. I'm seeing impatience from Democratic voters that we're in a flat-out crisis on structural racism, on frying our planet, on the worst income and wealth inequality in 100 years. We've got a public health crisis with very disparate incomes for wealthy people and poor people, for people of color generally. And so we need to elect Democrats who are real champions, because when we come to November 8th to win in an off-year election, we need to get all of our base excited. It's going to be about turnout in November 8th, and we need progressive champions who will excite and motivate our base to get out there and vote in November.
You mentioned outside money coming into this race. There is a super PAC, a pro-Israel super PAC raising money for ads against you. Just as a Jewish member of Congress, can you just explain how support for Israel has become such an election issue here?
Support for Israel isn't an issue because I support Israel just as much as they do, and they don't get to have the pro-Israel mantle. They're right-wing on Israel. I say you can be pro-Israel and pro-peace. I say you can be pro-Israel and pro-Palestinian. In fact, the only way to have a secure democratic homeland for my people, the Jewish people, is to realize the political and human rights of the Palestinian people. Errol, that's actually been the policy of every Democratic and Republican administration until and besides the Trump administration. And so I'm a happy warrior for justice. I'm a big supporter of Israel. I'm a former synagogue president. I founded a group called Detroit Jews for Justice, for Jews to act as allies to fight for racial and economic justice in Detroit. And so, you know, what these people are doing is a shame. They're pouring in money, and it's really a double deception because, Errol, they're not talking about Israel in their ads. They're lying about what they're up to by talking about other things. That's the first deception. And the second deception is they're not telling the truth about where their money is coming from. Much of their money is coming from Republican billionaires throwing $1 million and even $2 million each. The founder of WhatsApp just put in $2 million. These aren't Democrats. What business do they have in trying to pick the nominee of the Democratic primary in the 11th Congressional District of Michigan or any other? And let me tell you something. If our party lets them get away with that, this time it's right-wing on Israel groups. Why wouldn't it be ExxonMobil or Big Pharma or the tobacco industry coming in and trying to determine who the Democratic nominee is? We're going to send a huge
answering
message.
that question in full.
Yeah.
Congressman, thank you very much. And I also just want to repeat that we have an open invitation to your opponent, Haley Stevens, if she wants to speak with us as well. Congressman Andy Levin, thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Errol.